Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are across this great wide world of ours. And today I'm going to do a video concerning just common courtesy. And the reason I say this is there's been some videos that have come out that I've done, or even and even pictures that I've done where people try to steal them and make them part of uh, their own whatever you call it, their own site or whatever. And I find this very disturbing because really, we're talking about people's own hard work, and it's part of the I believe the nature of the way things are in this world right now, that people will take the opportunity to steal somebody's what I call intellectual property and make it part of their own. And the the issue becomes out of this is you got to give credit where credit is due about it. For instance, if somebody posts a photo, or for instance, a couple of my writings that I've done, I will cite the author or say that I found this so and so on whatever website, especially if it's imperative or it's critical of what I'm trying to argue, because it really does only adjust for somebody else if you cite their own work. And it's always, I'm very skeptical when I get an email from somebody and they start saying, "Oh, can you send me a picture of this, or can you tell me more on?" And I've been really bashing lately the BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs, and I've had people stop and ask me questions or online or about that, and I'm very hesitant to share any of my information because sometimes I have to remember that um, not everybody is honest and sincere on what they want. Um, it was like a colleague of mine said late last week that people will make a buck if they find something that is worthy of making a dollar or two. So the point I want to say about this is that you have to be common courtesy out of this because it really isn't your property, and you have to respect the other person's right to own that property. But it comes to a point where when we're dealing with the World Wide Web, that people will take advantage of other people and not think twice about it. And like I said, I was talking to a colleague about this last week. I said that part of the issue becomes, I had to take a drink of something, that people are not honest and sincere and genuine about their intent. And that comes the case when I'm working on, like today, I'm working on videos. And someone will email me and say, "What are you doing?" I say, "Working on videos," or working on so and so, or working on reading, or working on writing, which hopefully I'll do some writing tonight. But the point is, and we'll see this tomorrow with the solar eclipse, you'll see people take pictures, post them on Twitter, post them on Instagram, even Facebook, and then people will steal them as part of their own property due to the fact they'll say, "Oh, this is really good. I can make some money off of this." And like I said, I had this happen to one of my children as well, that they posted a picture and they learned a hard way when they did not put their name on it, and it was posted on somebody else's site, and it was really their my child's photo, and they got quite upset about it. And I said, "No, that's the nature of the beast anymore about things, is that people take things and without consent just to make money, and there's no the issue I believe was resolved because I think what they ended up doing is taking the person off of for instance, off of X, formerly of Twitter. But it's still the point of the matter is I'm always this kind of person that believes in karma. If you're mean to someone, chances are someone's going to be mean to you. If you are nice to someone, the chances are someone's going to be nice to you. I mean, John Lennon did a song about it, about instant karma and, well, you don't know, but you might know the song. But the issue becomes, you're only given so much time on this planet, and you've got to make the most of that time on this planet. So it comes that way. And then the other issue, like I said, is I have stuff on that I post on Instagram, especially. I'm really trying to bring to life in your Bureau of Indian Affairs the atrocities brought on by Native Americans, and yet I'll get people that want to say they like the photo, but they like it for another reason because they're they want to hook up or they want something else or half their body is naked. And as a psychologist, the first thing that I react to something like that is how sad that is you have to degrade yourself down to a level of an animal when you're a human being that got a soul, you got a personality, and yet you will take your body and degrade it to a point where you're almost like an animal, like where and there again, I think some of this has to do with men tend to be more visual than women. Women seem to look at things as a substance, and there again, if you have daughters, you have to think about like, would you want your daughter to be viewed that way? And and when I see women that do that, I just my first scenario is I block them, and it's because that's their priorities in life are goofed up, and they're just they got to understand that they can't degrade themselves down. What you're doing is basically degrading yourself, and that's the same thing when, like I said, what was talking about the photos is it becomes non-genuine, disingenuous. Uh, Becomes that you're seeing things in a different light that's not that are negative, and it really leads to other factors as well as that. Needless to say, create a negative vibe rather than a positive vibe. You want to take you view people in a positive light, and like I said, when I see this, especially on X, which is formerly Twitter, and see that on Instagram, where I see especially women, like I said, that are in clothes that are just basically almost showing their whole nude body. Then it's just like, yeah, I don't get it. To me, it's you're degrading yourself, not as you down to an animal and not necessarily a human being. And it's the same thing when you steal somebody else's intellectual property and say, hey, without giving that person the credit they need to deserve on that. So, and it's the case in points that happens every once in a while. And it's like, I've said that before. I did a presentation last year on what is in your backpack, but when I did that presentation, I looked at somebody and said, I got the inspiration from the movie Up in the Air with George Clooney, and and him talking about what's in your backpack, and because somebody wanted me to do it, talk on that, and now I'm doing someone asked me to do something uh, on something about positive mindset, and I created something, but that was something that I created myself. Though I give Eric Erickson a credit on that because there's some information that I took from his readings and all, on some of his graphics that I used on that too. So I gave credit where credit is due on this. Part of this becomes uh, the the intent. And I've told one of my children a few weeks back or a few months back, what is the intent? What are you trying to prove? Is the intent to make money, or is it the intent uh, to convey information? And it's like, and I hate to say this, but like this whole thing that I hear, this controversy over hobo shoestring, that I feel sorry for him that he died, but I think in a way he took advantage of certain people because he was taking uh, things from people when he was making lots and lots of money off of YouTube. His content was to make money, but he used those falsehoods, and then he had all kinds of emotional problems. And I also believe that goes back to what I said about karma, that you deframe, or if you misrepresent yourself, then you're going to cause yourself a lot of emotional strife and issue. And then if you look at him, he was like only 53 years old, and you kind of feel sorry for him in a way because he had a hard life. But the intent there was, uh, whether it was done purposely or unpurposely, he would ask people for free things, which I would see a couple of videos and I'd say, "Oh my God, this guy's making tons of money off of uh, off of YouTube, and then he's still asking for free things." So I mean, the intent is the issue that comes an issue with me, is that are you doing this to make money, or are you conveying information that's not available? I'm not trying to knock him as a person. I'm just saying there are some flaws in his character that you know I find questionable about the videos. And like I said, he's not the only one. There's other issues that I found that with other individuals that put out videos about like the elections or about a winter storm starting next week, just to draw people into a thing, just to create sensational news on YouTube. And there again, like I was telling one of my children, what is the intent? Is the intent to make money, or is it the intent to inform and educate? And there again, I think that's where we've lost compass with some of this issues. And this goes back to what I call post-COVID, where people were looking at making more money and not necessarily being genuine and honest. So these are some foods for thoughts. Anyway, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll try to get a video out next week, maybe even try to get one out midweek. I got a busy week ahead of me. I got some clients to see as well. So anyway, feel free to email me at bthomasmillerpsych at gmail.com. That's bthomasmillerpsych. And then, like I said, we have to keep in mind what this stuff is, the intent. Also know that I do have books available on Amazon.com. They're under Boyd Thomas Miller, and they're also under B. Thomas Miller. Anyway, folks, have a great day and hope to talk to you soon. Bye.